just for context, where we are, I pretty much got the store set up, purchased the domain, got the basic boring stuff out of the way, so I can pretty much take payments. We're pretty much in business. You know what I mean? So we're pretty much in business, except just the store's not publicly available. And there's still a few things I gotta do, like get the logo, I gotta set up the store, but I figured it makes sense to get the basic stuff out of the way, like set up the store, and then when it comes to more creativity, when it comes to, getting the products in, stuff like that, I'm gonna try to work with the bot. I know there's a lot of AI store builders out there right now. You can easily just do like a one-click build with some of these AI store builders. There's a lot of startups out there doing stuff around that, and that's pretty cool. I figured that can maybe be for another time. I want, for now, the bot to be basically the brain, the operator of the business here, so it can, pretty much make the money. It can write the copy, it can optimize the ads, it can find the products, it can pretty much do all that stuff. It can pretty much just run the store, you know what I mean? Trying to build the intelligent brain layer on top of the store here. And I think that'd be more valuable versus just a simple setup. I mean, I don't think it would be too hard to figure out how to get it to do something like that. There's probably integrations, there's probably third party tools you can use, there's probably maybe you can, I don't know, figure out a way how to like work with some of these companies to get to, use their tool to set up the store. I figured I'm not gonna worry about that right now for the first time around here. I think the first time here really just makes sense to have the store ready and then just get it to start sourcing products and get it to start I don't know, just managing the store, doing shit. So I still have a few things to do. Like I said before, I had to get the shipping rates, I had to activate payments, domain, activate the trial for the Shopify. So a few boring things like this, and honestly, I don't think there's really much entertainment to that itself. There's still a few other things I gotta do. I gotta get like some basic pages up, you know what I mean? So a few things like that. But when it comes to like, branding the store, the creativity, things of that nature, I want to work with the bot. So before we get into that, I think there's a few more things I have to do here before we start working with the bot, and then we can go from there. You know what I mean? So I think I'm just gonna pause here in the video and see what else I have to do before, and we'll go from there. And by the way, I feel kind of like off right now, not really feeling too well, so that's why I might sound a little weird, but yeah, I'm still gonna push it through. We still gotta show up no matter what. You know what I mean? No excuses out here. We gotta make this thing work. Now's the time. Lock-in season. But yeah, just a quick update. We'll look through a few things and then come back to the camera. We're just gonna get right to it. I just want to give it like some startup information. Hey, I have a question. If say you were starting up and managing a store, I'm gonna skip the whole like you set up the store from scratch. I already set it up. There's just a few things I still have to do. I'm just kind of thinking through. But I think there should be probably somewhere within your system where you can double check and verify whether or not we have it, and if not, to go create it. But we don't have to focus on all the technical stuff where you launch something or some task to go and create I don't know, let's say privacy policy page or terms page or shipping page. But I think it's a good idea to have a check where you have somewhere in your system to be like, okay, hey, we should probably check if we have these pages required by Shopify. So their current privacy policy pages are auto-generated and updated. Their terms pages, I believe you have to generate it, but you can insert a template. So they also provide templates, and they have a shipping page. So I'm just curious, things like this. So there's probably more things, but things like this, just to give you an idea where I'm thinking. How would you go about managing it, or what would you do to have this as a consideration to like starting up and like getting to know the store you're working with and then doing something about it. Don't create anything, just tell me first. See what it does. I think this is on track, but we don't need to do all those things just yet. I think we should definitely add the skill though, the compliance audit skill as just like a boot start or something. Or I'm not sure. Does that make sense, or should we just keep it as compliance? See what it did. You can create a agent under store apps directory where on startup or when the agent kind of becomes alive and like, hey, who am I? You know, what I mean, whatever, it knows to like have a startup thing. You know, what I mean, kind of like how the bot here did for OpenClaw, but for the store. And then it can launch a startup agent or just a startup task. Like, you know how we have the brand architect? We could do like a startup agent where it kind of tries to figure out like what's the status of the store? Is it already established? Is it a new store? And then some next steps what we could potentially do. It doesn't have to automatically like get to the task, but it can kind of like communicate and go back and forth with the business owner or the store owner or whoever's operating the agent or like working with it to go to the next task. So you don't have to fully develop out the startup agent thing here, but I think it's good to have, so it kind of can get a pulse of like, okay, I'm alive now, here's the store, this is what we should probably do, or these are probably the next steps. Does that make sense? I'm figuring kind of like how OpenClaw, when you first launch OpenClaw, it's like, hey, who am I? Whatever. We need the same thing for like a new store. The same idea. No, what I specifically meant here is in the agents folder under store ops to add a agent there. That's what I meant. It didn't add it. I don't know. I think I added it to the wrong thing. And by the way, why are you creating them as markdown files and not as a folder with a markdown file inside of it? You know what I mean? Like you're doing it the opposite. Same thing with the most recent skill you did for the compliance audit. Damn, this shit is fast. I'm gonna show you guys in just a second here. Fudge. That's what it looks like. Creating this agent. I'm gonna open this MD file. All right. Also, another powerful tool you can add into the agent's MD for this onboarding agent, like once it wakes up, is this tool is probably going to have access to the business owner's store. So they also have, or Shopify, like, we're building this around Shopify. Shopify has this AI called Sidekick. So it's like a chat bar. You can also prompt the tool to like however it's accessing it, whether it's accessing it through the web or somewhere else, or it can prompt and communicate to Sidekick on the sidebar menu. Or if it doesn't know what, it can search up online how to use Sidekick by Shopify. Excuse me, guys. Like I said, not really feeling the best today. So I updated it, so let's see. Is that what the thing is called? Sidekick? Yeah, it's called Sidekick. Yeah, I'm also just giving you context. Like, if you click on the far right side, if you're in browser, yeah, I'm just giving you context. If you click on the far right side of the browser, there's like this like Sidekick icon, and when you click that, you can pretty much chat with it. So, that's pretty much what that is. Okay, why did it put me in this other darn chat? Okay.